In our neighborhood, kids still ride bikes, kick soccer balls, and build chalk cities on the sidewalks. It's one of the reasons my sister and her husband chose to raise their two little ones here. But of course, HOA Karen couldn't stand the sound of kids laughing without her approval. Karen's favorite hobby was patrolling the street, clipboard in hand, looking for violations. Cars parked an inch too far? Violation. Lawn gnome not HOA approved? Violation. But what really made her snap was seeing my niece and nephew, ages 8 and 10, playing outside without adults hovering nearby. One afternoon, the kids were in the front yard tossing a football back and forth. I was inside watching from the window, and their babysitter was sitting on the porch with a book. That should have been the end of it. But here comes Karen, marching over in her sun visor, phone out, snapping photos. She barked, "Where are your parents? This is child neglect. Kids aren't allowed to roam unsupervised in this neighborhood." My niece, bless her, pointed to the porch and said, "Our babysitter's right there." Karen spun around, glaring at the sitter. "You can't just sit there. Children need active supervision. I'm reporting this to the HOA and CPS." Here's the part she didn't know. That babysitter was Agent Miller, a close family friend and an active FBI agent. He was off duty, doing us a favor, and he doesn't take kindly to being accused of neglect. He stood up slowly, closed his book, and walked over. "Ma'am," he said evenly, "are you accusing me of endangering these children?" Karen puffed up. "Yes, and I have the photos to prove it. You'll be hearing from Child Protective Services." Agent Miller pulled out his wallet, flipped it open, and let the gold badge gleam in the sun. "Actually, you'll be hearing from me. I'm with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and you've just admitted to harassment and making a false report. Care to continue?" Karen's face went ghost white. She stammered, tried to backpedal, muttered about just trying to protect the community. Miller didn't raise his voice, but his words cut like steel. "You're not protecting anyone. You're terrorizing children. I strongly suggest you walk away right now before this becomes an official matter." And she did, practically sprinting back to her house. But it didn't end there. Miller filed a formal harassment report with the HOA, complete with his credentials. At the next board meeting, he showed up in full suit and tie, calmly explaining how Karen had interfered with childcare and threatened a federal officer. The other board members looked like they wanted to crawl under the table. Karen was voted out of her position on the spot. Neighbors who once feared her suddenly laughed about the time Karen tried to parent the FBI. The kids, meanwhile, gained a local hero, Agent Miller, the coolest babysitter in town. Now, when the kids ride their bikes down the street, no one dares complain. And Karen? She crosses the street every time she sees Miller's car in our driveway. Turns out, some lessons don't come from the HOA rulebook. Sometimes, they come from a badge and a calm voice that reminds you, don't mess with kids, especially when the FBI's watching.